T'as le droit, si c'est pour payer ton loyer, t'as le droit. Moi, on paye.
Do you want to have an...
Moi, tu vois, j'aurais aimé ça pouvoir apprendre une phrase comme ça, puis juste confuse le monde avec, mais...
It's a visual.
I think borderline personality disorder.
Good. Come on, Ink. You have to focus, dude. What's wrong with you today? What's wrong? Be the champion you can be. Don't let shit bother you. And of course, the phone is not charging. No problem. What's wrong with you today? So don't blink. It's your boy Ink. Welcome to the show. Guys are doing well, having a wonderful day. Welcome after a long period of time back to Jujutsu Kaisen. We took a couple of days off. Guys, Jujutsu Kaisen, don't get me wrong, I love this shit. I really, really do. But it's so intense and it goes so fast. And of course, we're binge reading it. Oh, drop the phone. Drop the pen. Second pen we dropped. It's okay. You know what? We got a third pen. How about that? So, yeah, it's very, very intense. And you're in a position where you're like, okay, well, I do want to read and read and read and read, but it's just a lot, right? Now, the good news is we're not reviewing. Oh, shit. Where's the other one? I gotta have the paper, too. It's okay. It's okay, man. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Yeah, today's not a great day. I'm very in my head. Very, I don't know. Today's not a good day. We're not reviewing 15, but we're reviewing 30 freaking chapters. Let's go. Right? So we start with 151. I'm going to end around 185, 186. I don't remember which one I did because it has been a little bit of a time. Oh shit, wait a second. How come you're not uploading? Sorry about that, guys. Want to make sure that we were uploading. So, I'm back at it. 151. Again, there's nothing wrong with Jujutsu Kaisen. It's going so fast, and you're like, holy shit, dude. I don't know how I can keep up, you know? Right now, we're watching Dragon Ball Z, right? And there is a lot of moments in between. Maybe the anime is a bit better, but for the manga, it's very intense, right? So, now, we're going to be starting with 151. So again, if you guys remember, we got, in the last chapters, we had Kush. Oh, fudge. We had a battle with Maki. So Maki came in, and she was like, well, fuck this in. Fushiguro, which is Megumi, is in charge of it. I'm gonna get all of the cursed tool. Nobody's gonna stop me. So what they did as the answer was like, okay, well, there's not gonna be any cursed tool for you to pick up because fuck you, right? Now Maki was like, okay, well, no, it's fuck you, and I'm gonna take what I want. So instead, she went against the whole Zenin clan. We had a super cool scene with the sister, and now we have the fight with the head of the Zenin and Maki. Now the great part with this is we know how strong Maki is, and we know how strong the head of the clan is. Now the problem with that is we saw him fight Chozo, and against Chozo it was kind of, I wouldn't say equal, but it was very, very balanced, right? So we think that Chozo not being that strong, this guy's not that strong, but we'll see, right? Again, there's a mention of 2G, which is kind of insane because, and this is super cool because you can see it at the first value, which is 2G is the baddest man alive, so you're nothing compared to 2G, which is the first degree. You can see the second degree as somebody that believes in the clan. 2G believe the clan was wrong. Or third degree, possibly a man with a dream of being the strongest guy in the Zenin, but knowing that there's monsters like that exists, kind of give up on that dream, right? So the fight with Maki and him, and this is kind of crazy, right? Because he says, you're not Tuji-kun. So because of that, he says, as long as you're not him, I can't beat you. And it's kind of crazy because he believe in, and at that point, I'm kind of happy because he's actually a really, 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 really well-designed character. A very flawed character, but a very well-designed. So he believes in his strength, right? So for him, the only person he can lose to is Gojo and 2G, right? And this is the crazy part. He's okay with losing to them. It's like, okay, well, it doesn't really matter. Now, ultimately speaking, there's a bit of a flaw here. We saw how strong Ota was. The fact that Ota is not part of the list, you know, it's kind of crazy. But he's literally like, hey, I'm the strongest here, and got no chance. And then, at the same time, this is also a storyline as old as time. This guy is supposed to be a prodigy. This guy is supposed to be the pride of the clan. But then Maki isn't that much, and there's even more than that because he used to bully her. So this is the chance for justice that Maki has been going on. Now, again, this is kind of complex also because was he wrong? Was the Maki way of treating, was the way of the Zenin to treat Maki was wrong? That's complex, right? We got the special technique, which is he's super fast, and then sort of like his father, where he's saying like, okay, well, it's a kind of a frame, right? But then Maki is aware of his technique, not only aware of his technique, but also able to beat it. Now, this is something that we saw with the Gojo clan, because in the Zenin clan, it's so popular that a lot of people are aware of the technique. So Shibasi was aware of that because of it, right? Which is super fucking cool. So we have the mom that comes in, and this is kind of crazy. You have the mom that comes in and literally unalive herself, right? And she's killed this guy. And the reality of it is she finally realized that she was wrong, right? So basically, what I think happened was the father tried to attack their daughter, and although she didn't like the daughter because of how powerless she was, she didn't deserve that. That's your own daughter. So she basically says like, hey, I'm your mom and I love you. Which I thought was really, 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 really cool. Now, this is the craziest thing because we see that Mei is dead. We see the girl, the witch, come in and try to protect her, right? We have the report of the incident in the Zenin. The cool part here is that Maki now carries Mei. And Mei is not good. So with Maki, what is interesting is a big part of her characters is this is very much a big part of who she was. She wanted to be accepted by the Zenin. She wanted to lead the Zenin and be aware. And then we learned that she didn't really want to create a Zenin. She didn't really want to live in a Zenin clan. She wanted to create a safe place for her sister. So not only is the Zenin clan no longer something, but her sister is dead. So her whole journey, if you will, is deleted, and now she has to do something else. Now, Kenjaku is a good thing, but she was the only one that kind of had a goal before everybody, right? So, for example, it's a question of Sasuke. Sasuke's whole plan is to kill Itachi. And then you learn that Itachi wasn't the bad guy. He was manipulated. And you're like, okay, well, Itachi was a victim. Who do I hate right now? And then you find another purpose, right? We're back with Yuji and Tengen, where he talks about the plan, which is, this is a great chapter. This is a fucking great chapter. And this is why reading it feels so bad. I'm going to be honest and say, when I read it, I don't have that much fun. It's really when you stop reading that you enjoy it, because you realize all that was going on, right? So yeah, Tengen talking about the third year. Now, this is crazy because when you remember, with Gojo, my apologies. With Gojo, there was a mention of a third year that was super strong. That's the third year. Talk about the gambling, which is, technically speaking, a way of fighting a fighting ring with sorcerer and gambling. Now, the three cool thing with this one, I like to talk in tree. I love that. I don't know why. Tree is a magical number for me. I don't know why. The first reason as to why is that you realize that this guy is super strong, so we have to get him. The gambling is also nice because we just saw an episode where the Zen clan leader was someone that respects strength. This guy's respect friends, right? It's also the need of it is like the same thing as mutant. If you know that mutant exists, do you accept them or not? So this guy said, okay, well, people that are aware that sorcerer, they're aware they're a curse, is give them a good show, right? And third of all, this is a guy that has disillusion with Jujutsu Kaisen, right? So technically speaking, we know three things. And again, the rule of three. We know that Jujutsu is corrupted. We know the sorcerer world is corrupted. And we know that there's a lot of people that left the school. We know that Nanami saw the school, then he went to money, so he came back because there was more justice. We saw that Getu left the school because he was disillusioned, and we know that this guy left the school, right? Now, ultimately speaking, Nanami came back, and ultimately speaking, Nanami was able to get not a redemption, but a meaning, a purpose, which is the Omonet was right? So then Yuji and Megumi, they're like, yo, dude, we have to get into it. Right away, the camera see him, and there's a possibility that they remember it. Oh, shit. That's okay. That is okay. That is perfect, actually. Heaven or hell, we'll have to wait and see. Ladies and gentlemen, gather around. Mothers and murderer. Quick share camera. 2:23 a.m. 3 a.m. Okay, today is 11th. Okay, that's good. X recorder. Sorry, this one was lacked storage. Now we have to redo it. It's okay, as long as it uploaded, we're good. We are good. It doesn't really matter. I had to say, I had to do, I had to try, and that is alright. We lost possibly 2-3 minutes of footage, which is nothing. He possibly saw Megumi and he recognized Megumi. He's like, fuck that guy, I'm not getting in. This is the crazy part about it, right? You see this guy, and I told you the reason why I think the gambling is okay. I told you the reason why I think that the fighting ring is okay. What I don't say is that why Megumi and Yuji give a fuck. Because they're like, we need this fucking guy, right? Which is super, super, super good, right? So then, like, okay, well, we have to. Talk about how everybody is freaking involving. Talk about the gambling. They're so fucking funny because they kind of create this place of Fight Club, right? It said the first thing you can do is don't talk about the gambling club, which is possibly a reference to Fight Club, and if it is, I love it. Once again, Megumi possibly gets recognized, right? Yuji doesn't get recognized, and then it makes sense because Yuji is newer to the world. Now, ultimately speaking, there's a possibility that, you know, that he's with Gojo, Megumi is with Gojo or loyal to Gojo, and Gojo is loyal to the school. And the guy believes that the system of the school is wrong, right? So then they make a plan, right? Which is super fucking cool. The plan is Megumi is still gonna be trying to reach out. Okay. Trying to reach out via the normal way. Yuji's trying to reach out via the normal way, which is basically like, hey, I'm going to fight until they accept me. If they accept me, awesome. If they don't, too bad. Megumi is like, okay, well, I'm going to do my own research. Psh. You first. Baba. Today, always. Heaven. Okay, good. Good. Fuck yeah. Perfect. Today I'm lonely. I don't know why. I'm also horny, so that doesn't help. So yeah, and the plan is to get Akari. Now this is kind of cruel because they have no clue that this guy is gonna be helpful. They have no clue that this guy is gonna be agreeing to help. They don't even know who that guy is. Megumi might know who he is, but it's not precise, right? To talk about the boss wants to meet you. This is super cool because we have Yuji versus Panda. And Panda, we don't know where he is. So this is also nice because you know that he wasn't part of the group for Tengen, but we know that Panda is a good guy. So what has he been doing, right? And technically speaking, it's kind of the only person that we're missing. We're missing who else? We're missing the voice guy. We know the voice guy is super injured. So with Ota, what he revealed, Yuta, he revealed that Yuji, when he became freaking Sukuna, he cut this guy's arm. Now, technically speaking, this guy power is in the voice. He doesn't need the arm, but still. Now, I have to say, the Yuji versus Panda brought me back to Oak versus Tor. For some reason, we see the test of the, what is his name? Of the boss and his girlfriend. Now, the cool thing with his girlfriend is it happens to be a trans character. And it's really nice because they don't talk about her as being trans. They don't talk about her as being different. She's just who she is. And it's a kind of an amazing thing because this is the perfect embodiment of LGBTQ, in my opinion. It's not being loud and proud, it's being normal, because straight people are not loud and proud. They're just normal people, you know? So the fact that he represent like that, and it's still inclusive because we love that, right? So that's, to me, that was nice. So the cool thing is when Yuji and Panda fight, they talk and they're like each other. Panda has always tried to get the boss to be his friend. Why? Because he knew that the boss was strong and he knew that if they needed ally, he would be a good ally. Are you even uploading? I don't know if you are. There you go. I want to check if my YouTube, TikTok, my YouTube studio is uploading because now we have a message that there's a lot of storage left. Right? So then, because they know that Panda might be this guy might be a plan, right? And this is super cool because this guy, he fixed the fight and he writes script. It's like, okay, holy shit, Yuji is the boss. Yuji is an actor. This is perfect, right? This is really good. So I actually really, really like that. We see Megumi being a fucking... Oh, okay, that's important. I forgot that because a few days ago. So this guy talking about how Yuji is fucking amazing, right? And if make it's hard to feel like it's pounding. And it's gonna be important when we're gonna be trying to convince the guy. So when we're trying to convince the guy, we're trying to convince him, and the only thing that he cares about is, I don't care if you have a dream. I'm not gonna help your dream until you make me believe that your dream is worth supporting, right? So then Panda talks to Megumi. We have the whole squad, which is super fucking cool. Megumi is increasingly strong. Megumi is able to become a shadow right now and follow people and go in and out of the floor, which is amazing. Talk about the plan, talk about Kirara, which is the girlfriend of the boss. And now, if they get to her, they get to him. So this guy is really protected, but she isn't protected. She isn't important, right? And if she's not important, if we get to her, we convince her, like, listen to us, then we can convince the other guy, right? Because they'll listen. And Megumi is there again. What a fucking G. And that's the coolest thing because he is actually very stealthy and actually does a really, 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 really good job. So kind of impressive. Panda being there is also cool. So we have the Kirara fight between her, Fushiguro, and Panda. Her move is fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. So her move is basically can get close to her, right? Then you realize that there's a distance. So for example, her power is constellation. Talk about the cross, right? So for example, this is the cross. You got this and this, right? And this and this. This reach this, but doesn't reach this. So I have to draw it. And of course I don't have a piece of, okay, I do. So basically what she does is this. So you see it here? So here can't reach here, but it can't reach here. And here cannot reach here, but it can't reach here, right? So these two are connected, these two are connected. This is their power. So basically what happened is, it's a really cool power. It's a really, really cool power. I'm not gonna get into it too much because complex, see, Jutsu, in my opinion, is a super cool thing because you're explaining power after power after power after power. But then most of these people we see once or twice. Like you're spending a whole chapter explaining a power that doesn't matter as much as other things, right? And the coolest thing with her power is the fight. So basically what's gonna happen is Panda is gonna be pulled towards okay, so we got a pen and that's it. I also got a two thing I was looking for today. My two hats, because this one's a bit small. So Panda is attracted to Megumi and she's attracted to the door, right? Cannot get close to the door, cannot get to where she's going. And the coolest thing is she puts the door and she puts herself, she can reach the door. She doesn't, Megumi cannot touch the door. So Megumi is able to send a shadow as fast as possible, but they're not able to reach her, which is fucking nice. So then we have the boss talking to Yuji, and he's like, dude, you can make a lot of money here. And this is interesting because Yuji has never been presented with making money. Yuji has never been met with a situation that doesn't require him to be part of something else than his mission. And this is crazy because if he said yes, Sukuna would be having access to the fingers. So Sukuna would be able to take over, right? Super cool. So you have a boss talk with Yuji, and he tells Yuji, I need you to work for me. And you can make a lot of money. And you're just like, okay, what's your plan? And he's like, okay, well, if you want a plan, you have to pay. And you explain all of this to, you explain his mentality, and his mentality is the way that he works. For example, here, what he says is, he's like, okay, well, guess what? I'm going to give you the information for 200,000. So you're like, okay, well, why is he wanting to charge me for that information? And then you realize the reason he wants to charge you is because he wants to know how much are you willing to do for that information. And it is super cool. Good. And it is super cool because if it's worth that money, you'll give the money. If it's not worth, then why ask at the same time? And I fucking love this because it does show that he's about passion. It's about what is important to you. And this is the craziest thing. Craziest thing. He doesn't care what your ideal is. It doesn't care about what your mentality is. He doesn't care about what you like. You can convince him that you like it enough for him to fight. And then this is also important because when he wants to help, like, okay, well, why should I help you? Do you believe in your own dream? So then the fact that he's asking for money for that is the same thing. Why should I help you? And that I really enjoy it because this character is one of the first characters that we meet that is somewhat morally gray. We had Mei, who was for cash, but this guy we meet and he's either a bad guy or a good guy. Mei was a good guy for pay. I don't think she would ever be a bad guy. Right? So he's like talking about money and how much it means to him. He's like, I'm not even in for the money for gambling. I'm just in for people that get carried away because they're gambling. And they have this passion. And that's what I love, right? And it's super fucking nice, right? Because it's like nobody is more passionate than gamble. They're literally willing to put hours of their life, hours of what they're trying to do, of their job and everything, and money wise, for a fight that doesn't matter. So this is passion. And this is cool. And this is kind of cool because he creates this club, right? And his goal is to unite. He's like, I want to do something that's gonna make so many fucking people so passionate that they want to do anything they can to be part of it. And that's his plan. And to be honest, it is kind of like a noble plan. It makes sense, right? So yeah, so we were talking, now we see that his phone is ringing. And this is kind of crazy because it's kind of crazy because his phone doesn't ring for no reason, right? And he's like, I know that you know Gojo, and I know that you're from Jujutsu High. Why'd you lie to me? And this is crazy because you don't feel like this is a huge problem. You feel like this is more so like, dude, if you're able to convince me, I'm there. So, and here he's pissed because Yuji is lying, but he's pissed because he's pissed because Yuji is lying. You expect him to be pissed because they're from Jujutsu Kaisen school, but no, he's not pissed because of that. And that is kind of like, oh, open-mindedness, all right? So it's fucking cool. So his girlfriend called him. It's like, that's an emergency, right? And then it's kind of cool because Yuji is saying like, yo, dude, trust me, listen. And this is kind of cool because we had a fight between Yuji and Araki, and Megumi and Panda versus Araki. No, the boss's name. And then Kirara, when she comes in, she's like, Megumi's like, please help us. You have no idea about what's going on. Please, we need your help. And he's telling the girlfriend, it's not like we need your help, we need your boyfriend help. And this is super cool because this is kind of like political statement. And from Gege, this is the first time we see him. It's about the burp. Basically, what he says is she's trans, so she's going against like the what she say? So like the classical way, like conservative. There you go. That's the word they use. And she's like, yo, the Jutsu, they want you to use a specific power. For example, like they see Megumi power and like, okay, well, this is something that they like. They see my boyfriend or my power and they don't like it because it's not something that is very common. It's not something that's traditional. It's something that's out of the blue, right? And she's like, we don't choose the power we get from birth, and we're judged on that. And this is kind of powerful because you kind of just saw the Zenin clan, and the Zenin clan is different because they're all pretty well, But Maki gave up her magic for strength, and because of that, she will never be part of the Zenin clan as something else than a servant, which sucks. So then she's like, Gojo, and she's like, you don't need us, you have Gojo. And even then, what she means by that, which is super important, is that, dude, you don't need us, leave us alone, right? And then when she learned that Gojo is there, this is fucking important. This is super important because, okay, well, they possibly need us. And she isn't like, okay, well, these are full of shit. And she could be, right? She could be. So then we see that the Megumi summon is rabbits. The rabbits are called Acrux. And that's kind of crazy because you see that he is himself tattooed with Acrux. So you realize that the panda has a name, he has a name, and then you're like, what the fuck? These are constellation. These are star. And then you realize that their power has to do something with the star, which is fucking cool, super fucking cool, right? Then we explain like I told you, the cross things and how it works, which is super fucking nice. And this is the craziest thing. She can put a name on a car. So by putting the name on the car, she can say, like, for example, you're a magnet, right? And the car will go crash into you because you're the opposite side of the magnet, right? So then she talked about this, and then we think that we beat her because Megumi is actually pretty good. You realize this, right? And then she's like, dude, I can change them. Not because I put the constellation on you that I can change it, right? And she's like, you're impressive, but she didn't figure it out. Which is not true because he did figure it out. And what he did was like, okay, well, as long as she focused on me, she cannot control everybody, right? So what he does is he has a Shikigami on the other side who doesn't move. And when she brings him for a magnet, she brings a wolf in, and the wolf is the guy that is able to beat her, which is so fucking cool. And then they win, and even then, like, okay, well, now it's time for you to listen, right? So think about the story and how important it is. This is super cool because, again, Megumi is like, please, I beg you, we need help, right? So then, it's so cool because Yuji fights Kinchan, right, which is the boss, right? And they're fighting, and Yuji goes in and he's like, dude, I'm not gonna fight you back. I just want you to listen. If you want to fight, fight. I'm not gonna fight you back. He's like, why are you so pushed towards this? And he's like, okay, well, I'm a cog, right? I don't care what I do. I don't care how useful I am. I don't care how long I live. I'm a part of the machine, right? If I kill 100 curse, I kill 100 curse. That's 100 less curse, right? And that's it. And it's kind of super cool because right away, the guy is like, okay, well, this is passion. And it's kind of cool because his passion is to be a cog, which is not passion. It's like a tool of the system. If you were passionate, you're like, okay, well, I'm the main piece. Okay, well, I'm the most important. I'm the MVP. But you're like, no. I'm just a cog of the system. It's kind of like a crazy thing to say because you're like, well, this is a weird statement, right? Now, checking if there's money live because I'm not ready to work today, so fuck it, right? So we have this, and also you can never see that the boss is respecting Yuji because he calls everybody else nickname, and then Yuji is there, and I love this because he's like, you know what, you convince me, and all he wants in exchange is like, I'm gonna help you now, but you're gonna help me later down the route. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna take a break, drink some water. But we're doing good. 40. I don't feel like working today, but I love it. Oh. Not motivated, and I wanna go do something you don't know. Could do anything, but anything won't grow. So I'll drink some water and hope to show. Oh, I wish I had a snack, something to enact. Fuck you. Don't worry, guys. Just we're working a lot, you know. Because we're working a lot, I'm not super down for anything. It smells weird.
I'll report.
Okay, so what do we want? Nothing on TV.
On Raj. What the heck you talking about, Raj?
Movie. Call
Je la flasque, je vois.